everyone, it's James from the Fit RV, and today I'm feeling just a little bit crusty. And no, we're not talking about my normal cheerful and easygoing disposition. No, today we're talking about the Truma AquaGo. Now, this is our water heater, and it is a tankless water heater. And so it has smaller orifices and openings for the water to go through. And over time, calcium and sediment can build up in your water heater. And so to keep it performing at its best, you're supposed to decalcify it every so often. Now, there are already lots of videos out there on how to decalcify or run the clean cycle on a Truma AquaGo. And there's nothing wrong with those videos at all. In fact, I watched a bunch of them to get ready to do this. But the one thing they're missing is that all those videos show you how to do it with the single unit Truma AquaGo control panel, which is just got a knob and a couple little LED lights on it. But we don't have that. In fact, if you have more than one Truma appliance in your RV, you probably have something like, well, like this. This is the Truma CP+. And this is the control panel you most likely have if you have more than one Truma appliance. And in our case, in our Echo, we have the AquaGo and we have the VarioHeat, and this controls them both. And the procedure to run the clean or decalcify cycle is a little bit different with this control panel than it is with, well, all of those other videos. So that's why we're doing this one. Now, to complete this process, we're going to need a few things. Number one, we're going to need plenty of water. In fact, Truma recommends you do this when you're connected to city water. And the reason why is they don't want you to run out when you're rinsing and leave your water heater in some sort of weird state. That's the first thing you need. Second thing you need is time. This process is going to take about 3 hours or more in order to complete. So make sure you got enough time to allow it to do this. Third thing is you're going to need some Truma AquaGo decalcification tablets available from Truma. And then the fourth thing you're going to need is if you have installed the electric antifreeze kit for your Truma AquaGo, as we have, you are going to need to find the original strainer that came with your AquaGo. You did remember to save that, I hope, right? I did. The only trouble is it was in a box labeled RV stuff, and I've got like 40 boxes labeled RV stuff, but I found it. So you will need that original strainer because that's what you put the tablets into. So with all that said, let's get started. Okay, now speaking in broad terms, there are 4 steps that we're going to go through. First is we're going to depressurize the system and drain the water out of the AquaGo and add the decalcification tablets. Then we're going to run the clean cycle. Then there's a rinse cycle. And then the fourth thing we're going to have to do, and this is unique to that CP+, is we're going to have to kind of reinitialize the system so that all of your Truma appliances are talking to the control panel properly. So let's get started with that first one, draining and depressurizing your water system. Pretty easy. First thing you're going to want to do is to make sure you're disconnected from city water and that your pump is off. Then inside the RV, we're going to want to open a hot water faucet to kind of let the pressure bleed off. And I'm actually going to do this for the cold side too, just because let's be thorough about things, right? There we go. As soon as that stops dripping, we'll head back outside. Then back outside here at the AquaGo, open her up. Turn off the power here with this switch. That's the center position, off. And then this is the part where you're either wearing flip-flops or you're gonna stand off to the side, but we're gonna open this up and drain out the water. Now, you may wanna catch it into a bucket, especially later when we may have the decalcification stuff in there. But right now I know this is just plain water and it's my own driveway, so I'm just gonna let her rip. So after you've dried off your shins, we have, as I mentioned before, the electric antifreeze kit installed, which is this bad boy here. But we can't put the decalcification tabs into there, so we need to remove this. You do that, it's pretty simple. Should have done this part first. By just removing this clip here, and then this slides right out. Then get your original strainer, which is this, and we're going to put the decalcification tablets, which is in this box, all 6 of them, load them right into that end of the strainer there. So here we go. 1, put that back in, close the lever up, Now with the tablets, Truma does provide a bunch of these little hang tags that you can hang on your plumbing fixtures to let people know that decalcification is in process. So if you're RVing with someone else around, might be a good idea to hang some of these up just so nobody gets a nasty surprise when they turn on the water. But with the tablets loaded, it's time to go back in, turn on the pump or reconnect to city water, and then we'll come back out and turn on the AquaGo. Now at this point, we're just gonna run the water a bit to make sure all the air is out of the lines, and we may get some of that pink stuff that we'll start to see in here. That's completely normal to get the pink stuff, and when we do, then it's time for the next phase. So here we go. There we go, that's what I'm hoping to get out. Now the water in here has kind of a pink tinge to it, so that's good enough there. Okay, so now we're up to phase 2, which is to run the clean cycle. And this is where you need to be really, really sure that this is what you want to do right now, because once you start this, there's no way to stop it. So you're just going to be out of commission for a couple hours. So it's pretty easy to do with the CP Plus. Wake it up. You're going to turn the dial over to the wrench that's down here. Hit the center button. Go to the AquaGo, one little click to the AquaGo menu. Hit the center button. There's Calc 1 and Clean. So clean is what you want. Start. Yes. And now we hear the recirculation pump running, and it's just going to do this for the next couple hours. So I'm going to go do something else. And we're done. And that took pretty much just straight up 2 hours on the nose. And the way I know we're done is A, it's quit saying clean and making noise, and B, it now says rinse here on the control panel. So the next thing we need to do on to phase 3 is rinse. That's pretty easy. You just turn on the hot water until, and the way you'll know rinse is done is you actually get an error 31, E31 on the control panel. I'll show that when we get there. You just turn on the hot water and let it flush everything out. I expect it will be pink, maybe with some residue or something in it. And I'm going to turn on both sinks, both this sink here in the kitchen, still kind of pink looking, and in the one in the bathroom as well. It's kind of a less vibrant, dirty pink. So it really did clean something. How about that? Now it'll probably take about 8 gallons of water to finish this rinse process. That's why you want to make sure you're either hooked up to city water or have plenty of water on board. It's already looking a bit clearer now, so I'm expecting any minute now this will flip over. Okay, and we now have E31W on the CP Plus control panel, which means we are done rinsing. It felt like that took a little more than 8 gallons, so definitely make sure you've got plenty of water before you start this process. And just to be super sure I got all the stuff out, I ran like the sink and the bathroom sink and even the shower to make sure there was no pink anything left in. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do to get this running again is I'm going to get this back to the main screen. There is an error there, E31W, great, okay. Main screen, then we're gonna head outside and we're gonna turn the Truma AquaGo off and then wait 30 seconds and turn it back on again. Okay, we're outside. I've noticed I've got this red light blinking. That means there is an error code, so we're gonna turn it off. Wait 30 seconds. All right, that should be long enough. Turn it back on. Green light, no red light. I think we're good. But there is one more thing we need to do inside to make sure all of our Truma appliances are talking to each other appropriately. So let's go in and do that. Okay, now here's the final step we need to do, and this is definitely unique to CP Plus owners. You're gonna need to go in, activate your control panel, go to the wrench, turn this until you get to reset, hit the button, get to PR set, hit that button, and then it will say init. This sort of reboots, resyncs all your Truma appliances. And presto, presto. Come on, do it, do it. There we go. Okay, so at this point, our AquaGo is decalcified, rinsed, and put back into service. And I am just about done. I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the video, we had the electric antifreeze kit that I had removed in order to put in the decalcification tablets. Well, we normally travel with this year-round, actually. It's just one less thing for us to remember come fall. So I'd like to put that back in. To do that, I'm going to have to drain the AquaGo again, release the pressure, insert this in place of the strainer, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to sanitize my RV's water system. Cool. Anyway, that's going to do it for now. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you out on the road. Bye.